Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm Danielle.
And I'm Hannah. Thank you so much for tuning in again. Today's episode, honestly, it's going to be very real.
Yeah, no filters, no pretending, just a real conversation. Because today we're talking about something almost everyone goes through, but rarely talks about openly. Feeling lost in your 20s. Exactly. That phase where you don't know what you're doing, where you're questioning everything, your career, your decisions, your future.
And sometimes, even yourself.
If you've ever felt like you're behind in life, like everyone else has it figured out except you,
Then trust me, this episode is for you.
let's start with this. What does feeling lost actually mean? Because people say it a lot, but it can mean different things.
For me, feeling lost is when you wake up and you don't feel excited about anything. You're just going through the day without direction.
Yeah, like you're moving, but you don't know where you're going.
Exactly. And sometimes you're doing everything right, studying, working, trying, but inside it still feels empty.
That's the scary part. Because from the outside, everything might look okay.
But inside, you're questioning everything. Am I on the right path? Is this what I really want? What if I'm wasting my time?
And those thoughts can be exhausting because they don't just come once, they keep repeating.
And you start comparing yourself. That's when it gets worse.
Comparison is probably one of the biggest reasons people feel lost today.
100%. Especially with social media. You open your phone and suddenly everyone is successful.
Someone started a business at 19, someone bought a car at 22, someone is traveling the world.
And you're sitting there thinking, what am I doing with my life?
But here's the truth. Social media only shows highlights. It doesn't show the struggle.
Exactly. Nobody posts their failures, their confusion, their sleepless nights.
And when you compare your real life to someone's highlight reel, of course you'll feel behind.
And the worst part? You start doubting yourself.
Yeah, you start thinking you're not good enough.
But the reality is, everyone is figuring things out. Some people are just better at hiding it.
Let's talk about something very real. Family pressure.
This is huge, especially in our culture.
You're expected to follow a certain path. Study, get a stable job, earn money, settle down.
And if you try something different, people start questioning you.
Why are you doing this? Is this even a real career? What will people say?
And sometimes it's not even negative. It comes from a place of concern.
Yeah, they want you to be secure.
But at the same time, it creates pressure. Because now you're not just figuring out your life, you're trying to meet expectations.
And that's where conflict starts. Between what you want and what others expect. I think this is a good time to share something personal.
Yeah, go for it.
There was a time when I genuinely had no idea what I was doing. I was studying something I wasn't passionate about, and every day felt like I was just following a path someone else chose for me.
That's tough.
Yeah, and I kept telling myself, maybe it'll get better. But it didn't.
So what changed?
I started being honest with myself. I realized I was more afraid of disappointing others than disappointing myself.
Wow, that's deep.
And once I accepted that, things slowly started to change.
For me, it was more about comparison. I remember scrolling through social media and feeling like I was falling behind.
Yeah,
Even though I was trying, it never felt enough.
that feeling is so common.
But then I realized everyone has their own timeline. And just because someone is ahead in one area doesn't mean your journey is wrong.
Here's something people don't say enough. It's okay to feel lost.
Yes, it's not a failure. It's part of the process.
In fact, being lost often means you're thinking, you're questioning, you're growing.
Exactly. The worst thing would be to blindly follow a path without ever questioning it.
Being lost is uncomfortable, but it's also an opportunity.
An opportunity to explore, to learn, to understand yourself better.
So the big question, how do you actually start finding your way?
Let's keep it simple. You don't need to have everything figured out.
Step 1, stop comparing yourself.
Step 2, focus on small actions.
You don't need a perfect plan, just take one step.
Try something new. Learn a skill. Explore your interests.
And most importantly, be patient with yourself.
Growth takes time. Clarity takes time.
If you're listening to this and feeling lost right now,
Just know you're not alone.
you're not behind.
And you're not failing.
You're just in the middle of figuring things out.
And that's completely okay.
If this episode resonated with you, comment real below.
And share this with someone who needs to hear it.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Take care and keep going.